Welcome to the Swag Takeover. I am so excited to have our special guest this evening. I am so excited. Let me introduce myself to you, those of you who may not know who I am, and maybe this is your first Swag Takeover. Maybe you've not had an opportunity to even come in. Maybe you don't even know what swag is. My name is DeYonne Parker, but I go by D. Please call me D, because we'll be sharing. I share a whole lot, first of all. I share a whole lot. So I'm the author of Girl Get Your Swag Back. I'm the SWAGologist and the founder of the Swag University.
Amen. And you were awesome.
Yes, thank you. The SWAG stands for self-confidence, walk with God, attitude of gratitude, and God-given gifts and talents. And ladies, and maybe, I don't know who might be watching this. Maybe there's a gentleman on here or gentlemen that might be watching this as well. Just a little bit of history or maybe just a little bit of background about where swag was developed. It was around my testimony. And so the book was written from my testimony. When I was 18 years old, I was stabbed with a 6-inch butcher knife. And from that point, from that trauma led drama. And so I lost all that self-confidence, walk with God, attitude of gratitude, and God-given gifts and talents. My swag was on the ground somewhere, y'all. Just it was WAG. It was WAG. So I'm just saying. So if you are interested, you can find the book on my website, DeYonneParker.com. You can also find it on Amazon. If you are a paperback reader, you can get it there, or you can get it on the Kindle if you are an digital person. So you are able to do that. So I know I'm super excited because if you can see her, then you know why I'm excited. This, my friends, is Mrs. Char Marshall, but Shermaine. Shermaine is her name. This is Shermaine Marshall. This is my guest this evening. She is the founder and CEO of Changing Faces Makeup Artistry. Char has an incredible testimony. And as I was reading through your bio, it just doesn't even do justice to who you are and who the woman that I know who you are. Just the conversations that I've had with this beautiful woman and the knowledge and the nuggets that this woman has given. She just is amazing. And she has her hands in so many different things. Char is a wife, a mother. She is a business owner. She is a swag grad. She is a friend, a ministry leader. She's just got a lot. She's on the set of movies. There's a lot that she does. And so I want to make sure that she does her story justice. So I want to ask Char, will you please take over?
I sure will. Thank you so much, DeYonne, for inviting me, for trusting me with this platform. I thank God for the opportunity to do so. I thank God for humbling my spirit to listen and to go where He wants me to go. As founder and owner of Changing Faces Makeup Artistry, my makeup artistry is more than makeup for the face, it's life makeup. Yes, I'm good at putting on makeup on women, but my overall objective is to empower women, to inspire women, to give them more confidence in themselves. You know, when you look in the mirror, what do you see? Who do you see? What is the purpose of that person being here? And what are you doing about it if you don't know what your purpose is? I think that each and every woman is beautiful. I think that each and every person has a specific area that God wants them to fulfill. And my responsibility that God has given me is to inspire. People look at me with my bald head, and I know my husband is probably shouting joy because I cut my hair again, but that's another story because he loves my bald head. But, I suffered from alopecia, and I wanted to encourage other women who had alopecia or cancer patients or anyone that's going through something with their hair and thinking that their hair makes them beautiful. Your attitude is what makes you beautiful. And I just enhance it by putting a little makeup on, and I got a terminology that I call beautytude. And you just got to go get you some beautytude, and just know that nobody can tell you you're not the most beautiful woman on the face of the earth. And we are all beautiful sisters in one. And we just have to encourage each other. And Changing Faces Makeup Artistry was founded after I was laid off from my corporate executive job with Home Depot's corporate office. And I decided that I didn't want to go to work for anyone else. I wanted to go to work for the people. And that's where God has placed me at. And here I am 2 years in the business. And business is great. I'm not looking to have 1 million followers or 1 million clients. I am looking to inspire and impact at least one person to make them feel good about themselves. And that's Changing Faces Makeup Artistry. So I'm pretty excited about it. I mean, I've had the opportunity to beautify your canvas.
Yes, you have.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, in the hands of this woman, I had never had, first of all, a makeover like that. And in the hands of this woman, as she was talking to me and just putting this canvas into a beauty mode.
A more beautiful mode.
I just felt amazing. And it didn't have anything to do with the makeup. It was just you and your spirit and being in your presence.
And that's what I wanted God to do with me. And, I really didn't know what I was going to do after I got laid off. And yes, Alicia, there is life after layoff. And we definitely want to encourage anyone that's being laid off to tap into your gifts and talents, because all of us have gifts and talents that God has put in each and every one of us. And we have to do him the service and the justice of utilizing those services and not be afraid. And this is why it was so important for me to touch on this topic of don't let your dreams be buried with you, because I know that there was a lot of talent inside of me. I've been holding on to this makeup talent and these gifted hands for a long time. And I've been holding on to this voice that God has given me for a long time, just out of fear, thinking people will reject me, thinking that, I won't sound intelligent enough, or I won't get the message out there that needs to be gotten out there. I've been through a lot. I've survived a lot. I'm still standing. I'm still beautiful. I can, there is life after all of that, so I'm just grateful to God that he has allowed me to do this platform. And he gave me this don't let your dreams be buried with you. And one of the reasons why I selected this topic, Dee, was because I remember Les Brown saying one time that one of the richest places on earth is the cemetery. And I want to read a little quote that he said. He said, "The graveyard is the richest place on earth because it is here that you will find all of the hopes and dreams that were never fulfilled, the books that were never written, the songs that were never sung, the inventions that were never shared, and the cures that were never discovered, all because someone was too afraid to take the first step, keep with the problem, or determined to carry out their dream. Now, what say you? What is your holdup? Why are you waiting for someone else to validate you when God put it in you? That's your validation. That's your stamp. That is your stamp. And you have to allow God to utilize you to serve the people, because we are in an area, in a time, in an era of servitude. And we can make an impact on each other's lives if we would just not be afraid. Because we say we believe in God. If we believe in God so much, and we say we trust God, and we say we got faith in God, and we say we pray to God, and we say we believe in God, what are we afraid of when he is the one that protects us from every and anything? So I just think that people really need to tap into the God-given gifts and talents that God has given us, and let your light shine, and let the world know you're out there. You're definitely out there.
Char, amen. I mean, I had to put myself on mute so that I wouldn't shout. So they go on mute, and I'm over here in the chat room talking to the ladies over here, and those of you who are in the chat room. But oh my goodness, I'm just telling you that's so powerful, and that's exactly the whole point of letting go of that fear and being able to do just what you just said. So,
oh yeah. Because we make excuses. We are these beings that make all of these excuses for not being where we should be and not getting to where we can be. And we make all of these excuses. I couldn't come up with anything. I'll do it tomorrow. I don't have all the pieces. I don't feel like it. It's too tedious. I don't want to be rejected. It's not going to make an impact. It's not better than his or hers. It costs too much. I will do this much today and do the rest tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. I can't see this being finished because I have so much other stuff to do. This is so lame. No one will be interested. Someone already has done this. It's not time yet. And the list goes on and on and on. The gift that God gave me as a makeup artist makes me believe that I'm the best makeup artist in the world. And I have seen some bad sisters and brothers out there doing some makeup. But in my heart and in my spirit, I'm the best because I'm serving God. I'm doing this as a task to him and a gratefulness to him for giving me the gift to even do this and to step out of my shell and not be afraid of someone saying, oh, well, her makeup doesn't look good or you didn't do that right. No one is an expert on makeup, but we can be the best that we can be in our hearts. Mm-hmm. And if we can be the best that's in our heart, then we know that's coming from God. So
amen.
I'm the best. Changing Spaces Makeup Artistry. You heard me.
Come on now. You got some shout outs in the chat room, Sharon.
Hey, chat room.
Yeah, Sharon.
Hey, Shalita.
Procrastinators. And she also said, you are the best. And I would continue with her. So, yeah, absolutely. And one thing that you said, Shar, about, all the list that you just went through, mm-hmm. the list of things, the excuses that we tell ourselves, and what I like to say is dirty talk, the dirty talk.
Yes.
Talk to ourselves so dirty that we don't need anybody else to talk us out of whatever it was that we were going to do because we talk ourselves out of it.
We do.
And it's, when we think about doubt and fear and all that, doubt, fear, all of that, procrastination kills more dreams, visions, purpose than failure ever will.
Yeah.
So spot on.
That resistance. There's an enemy whispering in our ear. There really is. And that enemy sometimes is us.
The inner me.
Sometimes it's the inner me.
Inner me.
It pulls us out of doing so much stuff because we're so afraid of rejection. But the person before us that went before us and did the things that they're doing now, they had that fear too, but they took that first step. God says in 1 Peter 4:10, as each has received a gift, use it to serve one another as good stewards of God's varied grace. All of us have a gift. All of us. And again, this is servitude. We got to be in this state of mind of servicing each other, making each other feel good. Because every woman's face that I touch, I want her to leave here feeling fierce and bold, that nobody can tell her nothing or break her self-esteem down and, cut her up and make her think that she's not beautiful because she has makeup on. But I want her to feel just as beautiful when she takes that makeup off. See, I don't have any makeup on today. I'm cute. I'm confident. You understand? I'm a champion of Char. God made me a champion. So I'm okay with how I look and I'm okay with how I feel. How does the next sister feel about how she looks and how she feels? Instead of letting someone else validate her, thank God for the validation in which he gave you, which is your face, your purpose, your life, your heart, your breath, your walk, your talk, your confidence, everything that God has given to us. We just want to make sure that sticks with you, and when you walk away from Char, you're going to walk away with the experience, not the makeup. You're going to walk away with the experience, with the feeling. It's impactful. It's important. I'm a survivor of domestic violence also. So I understand what you're talking about. I have sister friends out there that are survivors of awful disease of cancer. My girlfriend, my best friend, Sharon, and my best friend, Martha in Louisiana, they've battled this ugly disease, but they're still beautiful. And changing faces is all about just that, because each and every day, something we go through changes our face. It's either going to have us looking sad or mad or glad or confused. You know, we change faces all the time. So it's not about makeup. It's about life makeup. It's about how you deal with it. You know what I'm saying? It's just go on and talk about this all night long. It's a movement. Changing Faces Artistry is a ministry. It's not an everyday, I want to be a YouTube sensation. And I'm not knocking any sister that wants to be a YouTube sensation and doing makeup. It's more than that for me. This is game-changing makeup artistry. And where God wants me, that's where I'm going. You understand? That's where I'm going. And I've learned how to be obedient. I've learned how to hear his voice. I've learned how to be quiet and just listen and not hear all the noise on the outside, because I don't want to disappoint him. I don't want to disappoint him. I don't want to take for granted the gifts that he's given me. And the next thing you know, I'm dead and nobody knows about me. Nobody knows about what gifts and talents I have. And one of the other things I wanted to talk about is, are you gifted or are you talented? And what are you doing about it? So whether you're gifted spiritually, like speaking in tongues, miracles, discernment, being a teacher, a leader, preacher, wisdom, healing, faith, or prophecy, or whether you're talented in cooking or singing or dancing, playing ball, writing, public speaking, critical thinking, marketing, any of that, if you are good in any of that, all of those are gifts and talents from God. And what our responsibility is to God in obedience is to utilize those talents and gifts and go out there before the world and say, here I am. God told me I can do this. I can do this, and I can stand boldly and fiercely before the throne of grace with confidence that nobody can take away from me. And if you don't like it, okay, you're entitled to that. You're entitled to that. But guess what? Somebody behind you might like it. Somebody else behind them might be inspired by it. Somebody might want to start their own business because they heard of this woman that says she's a champion of herself because of what God put in her. And if we would just stand on that pedestal, see, you must at least try, because you never know how your gifts or talents can be a game changer in somebody else's life, because it's not about you. Your gifts and talents ain't about you. Your gifts and talents is about being game changers, about enhancing somebody else's life, about changing their thought process. Somebody might be depressed tonight. Somebody might be suicidal. Somebody might just be down in the dumps because they had a bad argument with their spouse, or their kids are being wayward, or something is happening in their lives that's changing the trajectory of their lives, and they're giving up. And somebody needed to hear this. I needed to hear it. You know, God gave it to me. He just dropped it in my lap, just like he did Changing Faces makeup artistry. I'm like, okay, God, what is this? What? I know how to do my own makeup. What you talking about doing other people's makeup? You know, I've been doing makeup all my life, but I didn't know how to really enhance someone else's beauty. And God said, you enhance another person's beauty by getting into the spirit of their heart. You touch them with your words, and words are powerful.
Yes, they are. Yes.
Words are very powerful. You know, so I'm just grateful to God that he has allowed you to have the platform that you have, so I could find what my swag was. Amen. And I needed to find out what the swag was. The G was mine, the
Amen.
gift talents that God has given me. I needed that because I was one of those procrastinators. Yeah. I was one of those procrastinators, and that's one of the worst things that we can do to ourselves.
And Char, you said something so powerful, you know, that I truly, truly believe in, is that, you know, our words are incredibly powerful, right? You know, and they change lives. And so I believe that we are all connected in one way, shape, or another. I truly believe when I'm walking in my gifts and talents, and I can verbally encourage and empower somebody, and they can visually see it, I truly believe we unlock somebody else to give them permission to.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, and even so that I want to show them that it's not a picture of perfection.
Right. Exactly.
I'm not this. I don't try to put on for somebody. What you see is what you get,
Exactly.
And sometimes it don't always work, and my words don't always come out right, or whatever something I might try doesn't always work, but I did it. And you never know, to your point, who's watching you, and
Right.
who's
Exactly.
encouraging, and who you're unlocking to walk in their greatness. So thank you for that.
Oh, absolutely. I just, believe that we all need to step into our purpose. Even if that purpose is for us to have a business for a year or 10 years or 15 years, we will never know that the potential of our purpose if we don't step forward. We got to put our foot in the water. Even if it's cold, we got to just take a deep breath and just dive in. Like Steve Harvey was saying, just jump off the cliff, just take off and just do it. What's the worst that could happen?
Exactly.
You do nothing.
Thank you.
And then time passes on, and then you die. And then this is what happens to the death of the gifted and the talented. What happens when you die? People are left sad and grief-stricken. They prepare for your funeral and your burial. Your family and friends gather information about you. They read it out loud during the services. But what do they remember about you other than who your parents are, who you're married to, or what school you went to, or who your spouse is, and all of that? Then you have the obituary, and then you have the funeral program. And then you have that funeral program, and that obituary is a short resume of your life. Okay. Then you have the tombstone, which is the beginning and the end. But what's in the middle? How did you live? What did you contribute? What was your game-changing moment in somebody's life? I had a phone call yesterday morning from one of my cousins. I'm not going to name her name, but she was distraught, and we ended up talking on the phone for about an hour, just praying and thanking God and lifting her situation into him. That was a beautiful moment for me because God used little old me. Now, the one thing that I always hear, and I've been guilty of this, is when I go to funerals, I hear people say, wow, that person had so much potential. They were so full of potential. Well, why didn't somebody invest in that person when they were alive? Why didn't you encourage them to invest in themselves? Why don't we do it? We need to do it more, especially with our young people out here who we're losing in droves. I buried my son 7 years ago. He was so full of potential. I didn't invest in him enough. I didn't encourage him enough. I encouraged him 3 weeks before he died. We got to get these kids when they're little. We got to put it in their spirit, in their heart, in their head. We got to speak it into existence. And we got to get them on the track of being entrepreneurs and business owners, being their own bosses and doing it the right way and bringing people on board and not have a crab mentality of dragging somebody else down. We need to lift each other up. We are a powerful people if we only just tap into our potential. We got to tap into our potential.
I love that.
Yeah. We definitely do. We're too full of talent to let it all go to waste. Somebody can cook real good. Somebody could sew. Somebody could do hair. Somebody could do makeup. Somebody could do fingernails. Somebody could decorate. Somebody could make glasses. Somebody can make plates. Somebody could set a table. Somebody can teach dancing. Talents. Somebody could speak in tongues. Somebody could give a powerful message on the podium, in the pulpit, from purpose to pulpit.
Come on.
And from pulpit to praise.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? We got to do better as a people. We got to do better, especially with our young kids. These millennials out here, they're going to be taking over the world. What we going to do?
Exactly.
What we teach these kids.
Exactly. And I think that's powerful, Char, especially when you talk about the next generation. What are we teaching them? And what examples will they have, when it comes to their role models and things that they're seeing? will we give them those examples and pave the way for them, and to be able to say that it is okay for you to walk in your gifts and talents and to really know who you are, right? And whose you are, and to live that. And what better way to utilize your gifts? To me, it's about giving your gifts back to the gift giver himself.
Right. Exactly.
You don't get a gift and put it away and not unwrap it. To me, that to me, when I'm giving somebody a gift and I see that happen, I feel some kind of way. So I could only imagine that our Father, our Daddy, feels some kind of way when we take his gifts and don't unwrap them and put them in the closet and say, okay, thank you.
Right. I mean, and what are you going to tell him when that day when you meet him face to face and he asks you about this gift and why you didn't use this gift? He's going to ask you, why were you so ungrateful? I gave you complained the whole time about you broke, you got no money, I can't go here, I can't go there, but I gave you the gift. I gave you a money maker. You know what I'm saying? I gave you what you needed to get to where you wanted to be. Yes. And you do what you had to do so you can do what you wanted to do. You complained all the time. I've been that person. I no longer want to be that person.
Come on.
I am already rich.
Come on.
Finances to go with it to make me richer. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do. I love it. And somebody said, Char's hubby, he said, each one help one. Come on.
That's
now.
right. Yeah, we got to do it. And I remember the story in Matthew 25 when he talks about the talents, how he gave one 5 talents and that one came back with 5 more talents, and he gave one 2 talents and that one came back with 2 more talents. Then he gave one talent. Then what did he go do? He go bury the talent.
Exactly.
And when the other ones came back to bless God with what they gave, what they sowed and what they reaped, and they gave it back to God, God was pleased with them. And he said that, I've given you a little and you have multiplied, and I'm going to give you more. I'm going to bless you for your obedience. Abundance for obedience.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? Abundance for obedience. And the one that didn't do what he was supposed to do, God took it from him. And that's what God will do with our gifts and talents. If we do not utilize what God has given us with our hands, our mouth, our ears, our smell, our eyes, all of those senses are for a purpose.
That's right.
And if we don't use those things, God is going to take them from us. And the next thing you know, we're going to be being carried and put in the ground.
And somebody else is going to be walking around opening your gifts up and walking out in your gifts.
Exactly. I tell you what, God got these 2 books on me, and I'm working on 2 books at once. I haven't even finished the first book. I said, God, I ain't finished the first book, and he done gave me a whole nother book to write, and I was telling Alicia, we need to do a podcast on all of this stuff that God is dropping in my spirit, and this heavy stuff that he's dropping in my spirit. And I just want to just be obedient. I'm excited. Have you ever been excited to do something for God when he finally reveals something to you?
Yes.
I get excited, and I don't care who knows that I'm excited because he's that good. And he's allowed me to tap in to what's been inside of me for so long. And I'm like, oh my God. And I was just telling you last night, he has given me peace. And any conversation that I have with other folks, I tell them the same thing. When God gives you peace, when he done growed you up and he done gave you something and you get it, oh my God, that peace surpasses all understanding. I know it now. I know what it means. I'm like, you mean to tell me I could have been feeling like this all this time? Oh my God. That's a bad boy. Yeah, that's a bad boy up there.
Ain't our daddy bad?
I'm excited. I just get excited because I want to run for him and I want to do what I need to do to make an impact on just one person's life. That's all it takes. That's all it takes to do one person that can be a game changer for somebody else's life.
Agreed. And Char, I understand that piece when you talk about the piece and you I picture our daddy looking at us like, look at her, look, I could have removed that. I gave her the look, okay, I'm just going to look the other way and let her figure it out because she's going to come to me in just a second. I gave her what she needed.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I love it. In the chat room, you got people just, I mean, they are, let's go. And Shar, your hubby said, when I leave here, I want my gift shelf to be empty, which is boom, powerful. Drop the mic moment there. I know that's right, Mr. Marshall.
Thank you. Absolutely.
Sharon said, he done growed you up. I love it. Yes. And Sharon also said, and remember, to whom much is given, much is required. We must always have a heart to give. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Because we all on that battlefield, you know, even with these gifts and talents, we're on the battle. We got warrior wounds and battle scars, you know, but thank God he gives us a whole armor to put on. He don't give us just a shield. He gives us a whole armor. He don't give us just a knife. He gives us a whole armor. And with that whole armor, we got to go out there and we got to knock the walls of Jericho down. We got to get through Pharaoh's land, and, you know, we got to get through that Red Sea. We got to get out of that desert. Our dry bones got to come alive. You know, we too dead. Amen. And we walking dead. Amen. So if we're not doing nothing and we're walking dead, and then we go die and get put in a box and put in the ground, what a waste. Yes. What a way to tell God that we're so ungrateful for the life that he has given us because we ain't did nothing with it. Amen. I want someone to remember me. I don't want to be unpublished. You know, I want my life to be published. Amen. Not in a sense of vanity or anything, but if you're unpublished, reverse it. Publish yourself. Don't wait for somebody to tell you that you're gifted and talented enough to become something that God has already put in you. He already put it in you. You were born with it. You just have to grow into finding it and realizing what it's all about. And all you got to do is use it, share it, teach it, give it away to the university, and just say, thank you, God. And guess what he's going to do when you say thank you? Oh, he's going to give you more. He's going to enlarge your territory. He's going to increase. He's going to overflow. Mm-hmm. You know, your cup going to run over. But don't be mad with me because my cup full. And then you're going to talk about me when he done gave me what I asked for and I done worked for. Don't talk about me. I'm not going to be bougie. I promise you I'm not. I'm going to be even more humble. But don't talk about me because you don't know what it took for my cup to be full. Come on. I had to swim through some dirty water, some swampy lands. I had to climb out of them trenches. You know, I had to fight my way out to get to this voice that God has given me. I can't wait to be 52, 53, 54, 64, 74, and still talking about how good God been to me. I'm 52. That's 52 years of grace. That's 52 years of forgiveness. That's 52 years of him giving me a pass for all the crap that I have done in my life. You hear what I'm saying? We done some stuff. So I'm not going to walk around here with my head and be all dignified like I've never done anything because I'm sitting in church and I'm preaching when I sin every day still. I'm still a sinner. So I want to be published. I want somebody to say, y'all remember when Char said this? Or y'all remember when Shar said that? I want to be remembered for something godly, not for something worldly. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? I sure do. And Char, Tanika said, too many of us are waiting to hear that we are gifted from others. Unfortunately, we surround ourselves with people that only complain. Yes, 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 and more yes. Boom, boom. Yep. I mean, your husband said legacy building, right? Absolutely. And I think you said spot on that don't nobody know your walk and how you got there, right? So they see you after, right? They see you walking in your grace. They don't know what you currently going through, and they don't know what you currently came through. You know, and somebody, even when you preach, girl, published, right? Somebody, they see you published and they think there's a certain persona that comes with. You don't know my story. You don't know my story. You don't know the sweat, blood, tears that came with that. So if we stop, to your point, you know, looking at that, and that, I think you made this point earlier, competing and comparing ourselves with what we see. Stop it. Stop it. Because that, my dear, doesn't get you anywhere. It doesn't get you anywhere.
You're wasting time competing and comparing yourself. And not that we all don't do it. Let me get that clear.
Exactly.
Because we all do. We all do it. But how long do you stay there?
Right. Right.
Go on, girl. We're gonna have the house on fire.
God he always, I'm just so humble because he always gives me these nuggets. And I thought nuggets make you fat. You know, like you eat McDonald's chicken nuggets, they make you fat. Well, these nuggets make your spirit fat. You know what I'm saying? And God has given, and he just gave me these today. All of the stuff that I'm talking about, he poured it into me today. But it's always been in me. I just didn't know how to put it all together. So he put it all together for me. And I do these little Char-isms or Char's harmonies. And I said, don't live your life as an unknown. You know, be known to somebody, whether it be your children, your spouse, your mama, your daddy. Yeah, they brought you into this world, but do they know you? Don't be an unknown. Let your people see the impact that you can make on somebody else's life. It ain't about you. It's about who you can reach. You know what I'm saying? You have to make your presence felt in the world. You have to create your own stage in life. God has already gifted you with the equipment to have your stage presence. So get on the stage, create your own stage in life. Don't let your stage be your bathroom or your car where nobody can see you, nobody can hear you. You need to let your stage be the world, be the universe. You're created for greatness, so you got to act like it and just go be great. Don't be conceited. Don't be vain. Don't be prideful. Don't be boastful. Don't be, yes, I've arrived and I've done it all on my own and I'm wonderful and I'm great. You ain't did nothing on your own. I ain't never had a business. I went into a business that they did it all on their own. You can't be the janitor, the CEO, the secretary, the payroll, the finance, the logistics. You can't be all of that without dying, killing yourself, to just get something done. And I said this one earlier, don't die having to explain to God when you meet him how ungrateful you were for your gifts. Utilize your gifts. Got a few more and then I'm gonna be finished. Don't put your family and friends in the grave without first investing in their gifts and talents, so their gifts can live on long after they're gone. That's that legacy that my husband was just talking about. We got a legacy build. We got to leave an impact. I want my children to know that I made a difference. If I didn't make a difference in somebody's life, then I have failed. I have failed them. I have failed my husband. I have failed myself. But more importantly, I have failed God, because I want to make an impact. Not because I want to get pats on the back, but it's because I want to be obedient to what God has given me. That's all. And it's just that simple. Now, if God created us and gave us gifts and talents, that means he sowed into us. And when he plants his seeds, he expects a harvest. It's harvest time, people. Y'all better quit playing. It's harvest time. We are all farmers. You understand what I'm saying? We all need to get out there and plow that dirt and plant those seeds and watch it grow and get out there and just share it with the world. So today you have no reason to not be published, to not be trademarked, and to not be copywritten. God already put a stamp on it. Signed, sealed, and delivered, like Stevie Wonder said. He already put a stamp on it. What we waiting for? Why are we playing? And do better by first believing in the gifts and talents that God has given you and trusted you with. Do better by believing in yourself and your abilities to get the job done. Do better by believing that the only thing that can beat a failure or nothing is a try. Do better by believing that what we have to say, sing, write, or give can be a game changer in this world. Don't think that you are limited to just your city or just your block or just your church. What you do can impact the world. We already did it by having the first Black president. What we didn't do, we ended up getting Donald Trump. You know, so we've got to do better with what we have to make a difference. And we have to do better by believing that our gifts and talents are used to inspire and empower others. It's really not about us, but it's about the impact we make. And lastly, do better by believing that our blueprints were meant to leave footprints. That's that legacy building. You know, we got to inspire our kids, whether they're 2 years old, 12 years old, 20 years old. We got to inspire them because they're game changers.
Say that one more time, that last one with the blueprint. Can you say that one more time, please?
Believing that our blueprints were meant to leave footprints.
Oh, that was powerful. That's tweetable.
That's very tweetable. That's a Shar.
Put that on a shirt, cup, mug, you know, something. Mouse pad. I mean,
yeah, absolutely.
That is powerful.
Yeah.
Wow.
I want someone to be able to see that, yeah, I left some footprints, but I dragged along the way sometimes. I was bleeding along the way sometimes. I was crippled along the way sometimes. I fell down the way sometimes. But I got up. I was tired. I was sleepy. I was frustrated. You know, I was broke. I was broken. Somebody told me to stop saying that I'm broke. Say that you're between blessings. You know, I was between blessings. You know, I was deaf in one ear. So I was hearing God in one ear and hearing the devil in the other ear. So I vertigo big time. Spiritual vertigo. I was tripping. And God is just sitting up there having a field day saying, what is my daughter doing? She's tripping.
Come on now.
Keep letting her fall till she get it. She's going to bump her head one time. One time is all it's going to take for you to bump your head and get it.
I got a permanent knot right here. It looks like a unicorn. I'm just saying. Who amongst us don't have a permanent knot?
Okay.
Shar. All I gotta say, I told y'all. Now I told y'all. I told you. Yeah, I'm so glad those of you who joined tonight. Oh my goodness. The Char harmonies, is that what you call them?
Char harmonies or Charisms.
I love it. All of it. Charism, Char harmonies. Your husband put a hashtag blueprints, leave footprints. Yes. And more. Yes, they do. I'm telling you, that's tweetable. Char, thank you so much for just taking your time. And when I say that, I mean that in two different ways. I want to thank you for taking the time to be here. In the midst of everything that you got going on, because this is a busy woman, y'all. And I want to thank you for taking your time to pray over the message that you wanted to deliver tonight. I want to thank you for taking your time to deliver those Charisms that you gave us and to really put yourself into this message that you gave us. And so thank you guys for giving her a virtual round of applause in our chat room. And those of you who are live, giving her a virtual round of applause.
And Felisa Ward Jones. Hey, y'all. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the love and the encouragement. I appreciate the prayers that have been going through for my mother. You all have known, some of you know what's going on with my mom. I appreciate you for keeping me prayed up when I traveled back and forth to see my husband and to go and see about my family, to go to my cousin's wedding. You know, I was on the road. I was tired. I was living out my suitcase, practically living out of my suitcase. But I had my makeup kit with me. You know,
I ain't mad. Because that gift travels.
Oh, yeah. You never know. You never know. Somebody might say, hey, can you beat my face? I'm beaten. I got my whip. I'm beaten.
That's right. And that's another lesson right there. I'm just saying. So even as you leaving out the door, I have one of our good friends, Audra Mack, says, you need to be ready so you don't have to get ready. Or she says, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Get ready. Amen. My grandmother used to tell me that all the time. And I tell my husband that all the time. When he says, oh, you overpack, you always overpack. I said, it's better to have and not need than need and not have. My grandmother says, stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Stay ready so you don't have to get
ready.
I get an opportunity to travel around this wonderful world of ours, and swag is always in the bag. You hear me? Swag is in the bag. Because
you just came back from Argentina, girl. I'm not mad at you.
Just got back, and let me tell you, there's some Argentinians that got their swag when they was there.
Yes, absolutely.
Swag. So, Shar, thank you so much. I know we have hit our time. We're actually at 8:58. We said we were going to do between 45 minutes and an hour, and it was time
on point
spent. I'm telling you, I can't wait to go back and replay this so that I can take my purple pen and go ahead and get my Shar-isms down.
I know that's real.
I'm telling you, this has been a takeover, and it has been a true, nugget filled, because I feel full from Char's takeover. We invite women on this platform to align themselves with one of those letters of SWAG, either the self-confidence, the walk with God, attitude of gratitude, or God-given gifts and talents, and to bring a message to all of us that we can chomp on, sink our teeth in, and apply it to our life and move forward in it. Right. And that is what happened tonight. So if you replay this, I encourage you to take your notes, but I also encourage you to share this. Share this video with somebody who needs to hear this message. Maybe they're sitting on their gifts and talents, and maybe you need to encourage them. Maybe we need to invest in them, as Char just told us. And this is a way to invest with somebody into somebody, is to share this video. If you have somebody who needs to get their swag back, honey, tell them, come on, because we're going to help them. So let them visit this page, Girl Get Your Swag Back. Tell them to go to DeYonneParker.com or SWAGuniversity.com. And Shar, how can we find you and follow you?
Well, I'm on Facebook under Char Marshall. I am also on Facebook under Changing Faces Makeup Artistry. I am on Instagram as Changing Faces MU Artistry. I'm on Twitter at Changing Faces MU Artists. And I am on my webpage at www.changingfacesmakeup with a hyphen in the middle, artistry.com. God is truly, truly blessing me.
I love it. Hubby, could you put that in the chat room? Look, Char's hubby, how we can follow Char for those of us who haven't seen it. And if you don't know, you can also get her through this page as well, because she's page, so you can follow her.
I'm a swag grad.
She is an amazing swag grad doing big things, y'all. And I hope you follow her, get connected with her, bring her into events, because she is an amazing, amazing gifted woman. So I hope you do that. And again, if you all are interested in getting your swag back, maybe you also have a ministry, maybe you have a book club. There's small group curriculum that you can get yourself. You can be a host leader. We also do visits. So we'll do an author visit. You can also do it virtually. And we also do 6-week virtual swag classes. So
I encourage it. I encourage, if you're listening, get this. I'm telling you, get it in your spirit. It's going to be life-changing. I have met the most awesome, amazing, wonderful women, powerful. We have testimonies. We have stories to tell. We have testimonies of what we've been through, where we've gone from. Oh my God. Get in contact with this lady right here, Ms. DeYonne Parker, the SWAGologist, SWAG University, Gem Makers. You make it happen. I'm telling you, you will not be the same. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for trusting me with your platform. And I thank you I thank Alicia for inviting me to listen to your radio interview. That's how I got in contact with you. Exactly. And I was truly blessed and am continuing to be blessed.
Exactly. And Alicia Ward is also one of the guests that was getting ready to do a swag takeover and had an emergency in her family. And she will be coming to do a takeover on our page. So stay tuned.
I can't wait.
Stay tuned. If you are thinking about, also those of you who might be on this line who need a retreat, we at Gem Makers are doing a royal retreat, y'all. I'm just saying. Yes, royal retreat. And it is January. So that's the new year. It's right after the new year, but we want you all to come and to be refreshed and renewed and all those good things. You can find that information also on my page. You can go to Jim Maker's page as well and to get plugged in. It is going to be phenomenal.
And I'll share it on my page.
It's awesome. Awesome. Yeah. Every year we've been doing this. It's amazing. And you don't want to miss it. I'm telling you. I can't
wait.
Oh my gosh. So we get it in, but it's amazing. So we will let you all chomp on all the information that we've given you. We love you to life. We thank you for attending and we thank you for your time. And this has been a takeover and we are out.
Bye. Be blessed.